Good morning, everybody. This morning I'm planting some garlic, and I have 3 varieties of garlic that I'm planting today. I have some chestnut, red garlic, and I have a insulum, which is a red garlic, and I also have a German white garlic. And you can hear my neighbors evidently they target shooting, trying to get their guns ready for hunting season. I'm thinking, I'm supposing. Each bulb yields about 8 to 12 cloves. So I'm breaking the bulbs apart and planting the cloves about 4 inches apart. And what I do, I leave the pointed end sticking up and the flat end I put in the ground. So I've already dropped some of my chestnut. I'm getting ready to do my insulum, and then I'll do some of my German white garlic. Now the German white garlic and the insulum red garlic, both are hard neck garlics. So I didn't do my research before I purchased. I purchased and then did my research. And I probably should have stuck with soft neck for the zone that I'm in, but I'm gonna plant them anyway, and I just pray that they come up. But one thing about it, you plant them now, and then you cover them. So I got some pine straw out there I rake up and put over these and just leave them in the ground. You don't have to really do much to them. They don't like a lot of water. So what I'll do is just cover them with the pine straw until the summer, and we'll be able to harvest them in the summer. I can't wait to see how it comes out. On this end of the row, it's a little bit wider, so I might add some. I didn't realize how much a pound of these would yield, so I got a lot of it, so I'm gonna plant as much of it as I can, and then I'm gonna start another row. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to cover the cloves 2 inches of soil over them. And that'll be it for, I still have to do another row, so I'm gonna prep it in just a minute. And if you notice on either end of the row, I'm not going all the way to the end because we are going to plant, we're going to plant some English peas, or sweet peas as some people call them. We're gonna plant those on the ends of the row, and we're gonna make some arch trellises that we'll be able to walk down the aisles. So on each end of the rows where we'll plant our, and the reason we're doing it that way because I think only person eat those is my wife. So we're gonna plant those for her. She's been wanting them for years because her grandmother always planted them, even up into her 90s until she got where she couldn't do a garden. But I watched her because we lived with her for about a few years, and I watched her every year plant English peas at the about mid-January each year, and she would raise those English peas. So we're gonna do that this year in honor of her, Grandma Rosie. So we're excited about that. My father-in-law, he would help her if he could with her garden, but the way he worked a lot of times, she wouldn't bother. And I watched her and didn't have an idea that I was watching her perform a no-till garden. But she would get out there with a rake and a hoe, and she would break her garden up without the tractor. And I didn't know then that until now that she had a no-till garden. Because he was working and she wouldn't bother him about helping her. She just did it herself. And I'm telling y'all, she was late 80s and early 90s doing this. And it was just amazing to me. And I'm sitting up saying, I'd never have a garden. I was saying that at that time. And I believe if she saw me right now, she'll be tickled pink. And if she could, she'll be out here with me because she loved to have a garden. She did it every year. And she wouldn't, so we're gonna go get some hog paneling or cow paneling for our trellises. She went in the woods and cut sticks every year she cut sticks for her peas. She did it every year. She didn't use no hog paneling. She used sticks out the woods. And it just amazed me that at her age she was doing that. So that's it. We got them covered with soil. And I'm gonna come back shortly with some pine straw, and I'm gonna put that over the top of this. All right, guys. As I said, this is my first time ever, and I'm gonna stress ever, planting garlic. I remember my grandmother having it, but I've never done this before. So if you are familiar with planting garlic, now please feel free to give us some constructive criticism, because I want to get it right. Even if I don't get it right this time, I want to get it right. So I appreciate any comments that you can jump down in the comment section and leave us as we are doing this. I will come back with some liquid fish emulsion, but that'll probably be all the fertilizer I do in this particular bed. Even as we go, I'm going to check and see how often, but it'll be okay because I'm going to saturate it once I finish. You guys let me know how y'all do your garlic if you plant garlic. I did start some onions in under my grow lights, and they are looking good. I just got to research again to see when can I put them out, because you want them to get the roots to get strong. I did cut them back because I found out that helps them get stronger, and so I did cut them back earlier, but they still looking good. Not all of them came up, but quite a few of the different ones did. So I'm going to plant them out here at some point. And also I had collards and kale that I did under the grow light. So I'm still working with, I'm battling with those. But that's my first time starting from seedlings. And I thought I started in time for them to be ready, but unfortunately I didn't. I'm still learning. But again, I would gladly take constructive criticism just to help, or any advice that you could give us. I really would appreciate it, because I really want to get better at what I'm doing. And one of my whys, because before you do anything, you should have a reason for why you're doing it. One of my whys for doing what we're doing, first and foremost, my number one why is this was something my son wanted to do. And he was all in for us, growing our own food. And I kind of was against it. I done told that story several times. But it gives us a chance to bond together, as well as we get to grow our own food. And the more food we grow for ourselves, the less we'll be in the grocery store. So that was my number one why. But my other why, which probably should be my number one, but that is the reason why I started doing this. Something my son wanted to do, and I let him talk me into it, and I'm glad he did, because I'm enjoying it. Number two, a few years back, I was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic. And the doctors always told me, well, first they said I was, what they call it, my numbers were pre-diabetic. And then later was upgraded, if you want to call that, I'm going to say downgraded, to type 2 diabetes. But they say you can control it with diet and exercise. Okay, come on. Who got time for that? Then about a year and a half ago, I want to say, or maybe a year, no, I'm going to say a year and a half, maybe going on 2 years. I'm not sure. My sugar went real low, and it was a different experience then. I had never encountered that, even though they was telling me I was type 2 diabetic. So that's really what opened my eyes that I needed to make some changes. Not because they told me I was, but because when I had an encounter or an experience with low sugar, I didn't like that feeling. And that day, that very moment, I made up my mind that I was going to do something different. So I had to get some of the weight off of me. And I had to start eating better, and I needed to exercise. Exactly what the doctor told me to do that I did not want to do. So as I began to do that and the weight began to come off and my numbers began to come in line, and I started watching the things that I was eating, then I said, it's the food that we're eating that's making us sick. So I stand on that. I stand on that 10 toes down. It's the food that's making us sick. And so, and I'm going to say this, we can grow, we can raise the same food that we're buying from the grocery store, and we'll know what we putting into it. When we go in the grocery store and buy the food, we do not know what all that food has been through, what all they did to it to get it to where they could sell it to us. Because I know people personally that ate pork and lived to be 103, 104 years old. And when they died, they didn't die because they were sick. They died because their heart just gave out. They was old enough that their heart had given out on them. It wasn't that they were down, wasn't taking medication or nothing. And I know this personally for facts. So you can't tell me, and I'm not saying we should eat pork or anything. I'm not saying we should. I'm gonna let you be the judge of that. That's not what this is about. I'm just saying, whatever they're doing to our food is what's making us sick. That's where most of our ailments come from, the food that we eat. I'm not a scientist. I haven't done any extensive research, but I noticed that when I started changing what I was eating, or even the way that I was eating it, I began to do better, feel better. And I have a ways to go, but I'm telling y'all, we got to watch what we're putting in our bodies. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not mad at anybody. You can go to the grocery store, buy much as you want of it. Hey, have at it. I'm just talking about me. That's what I noticed. That's what I believe. And we're all entitled to our own opinion. If you disagree, I'm not mad at you. Again, this is my reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I want to be healthier. I would love to live longer, a long time here on earth. Even though I know the Lord is my Savior and He saved me, I'm not ready to get out of here. Not in that sense. But if it's something I can do to help myself, I definitely want to do it. And I would like to encourage all of us to do that, whatever that takes for you. But those are some of my whys. And I don't regret them at all. I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm having fun doing it, really enjoying it every day. So I told my wife the other morning when I was waking up, getting ready to go to work, I could do this farm stuff all the time. I can do it full time. That's how much fun I'm having. Never thought I'd say that, but that is the truth. This particular garlic The cloves are a lot bigger, I'm noticing. And I didn't get as many off of this German white garlic as I did off of the Inchinum garlic. I got way more cloves off of it, but it's all good. If you're raising a fall garden or you farm every year round, again, share some of your whys with me. I would love to know why you do, why you're still raising your own food. All right, so I'm going to cover my garlic with pine straw. And we're gonna put it on a little bit heavy if we can. And we'll leave this on until the summer. Or I guess until we start seeing. Let me research that. But I know throughout the winter we'll have it covered like this. Going to go get us another load. All right, guys. Those are my 2 beds of 3 varieties of garlic. So got that done. It was my plan to put some more pine shavings or mulch in the walkways, but it's really warm, so I'm gonna call it a day. But I'm gonna keep working at it, and eventually we'll get it all.